Is recording? Okay, for sure. Hey everyone, welcome to Stay in Touch podcast. This is Joseph, your host, and today I'm joined by Jonathan Javier, my good friend. Hey, how you doing, Jonathan?
I'm doing well. He forgot to mention I mentor him and I'm his student mentor. That's what he said today on LinkedIn. So y'all better check that post out.
Shit, dude. We got LinkedIn coming into our conversation already.
All right, already, man. You know, LinkedIn is how we actually met, Joseph and I.
That's
This
true.
guy slid in my DMs and look at us now. Now we're doing the first podcast episode.
I still remember like that first 15 minutes, right? And I thought it was like a different day that we scheduled for a call. And then it turned out it was a different week. And I asked for hey, let's call one more time. And you're like, all right, why not? But
that's right. This guy, so quick background. I did this thing called the Consulting Paid Forward. This guy, Joseph, signed up for 2 sessions. Man, this guy is selfish. 2 sessions for 15 minutes, but it's all good. Look at us now. I tell him all the time, two good sessions that he signed up for right there.
Yeah. It's crazy how I met you 2.5 months ago.
Right.
And just through LinkedIn, we've gotten so close, whether talking through the platform, about the platform, you helping me with LinkedIn. What a journey, dude.
Dude, it's been a journey. It's crazy because I still remember your first post, and it was literally about our conversation.
Right.
And you did another post with Jerry, and then that post blew up too as well.
Yeah.
You tagged both of us, and then you had a 4,000% increase in your following, or not following, but your profile views,
right? Yeah.
Dude, man, that's crazy. That's why I tell people all the time, it's so important to make your first LinkedIn post, because then you're going to be able to build out so many cool things. And I know you are building out some amazing things for sure.
I remember that first master class you guys had on LinkedIn strategies, right? And I signed up for it. Paid what, $20, $25 for that?
$20. Yeah, $20. So cheap.
And then during the master class, both Jonathan and Jerry gave me a shout out to everyone else. He's like, oh yeah, do this. And literally Joseph Shin got a 7,000% increase on profile views. And I was like, oh heck yeah, I'm famous, bro.
I'm famous, right? No, that's true. I still remember that, man. But look, it just shows the amazing things that you're doing, and you're actually putting the things into action. Because a lot of people nowadays, they specifically, for example, when they stay in touch with people, they'll always be like, oh, yeah, I'll stay in touch with you. Man, I have so many people say that, I'm going to be the one person who stays in touch with you, okay? And I'm like, okay, bet. But in reality, they don't do it. I have not seen anyone specifically consistently do that. I mean, I've seen some people less than 1%, but if you honestly stay in touch with people and you follow up, then you'll be able to, of course, I'll mentor you, or a lot of people will take recognition for you actually staying in touch with people.
Or he'll come on your podcast.
Well, yeah, I'll come on your podcast, your first one.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How many, because you've obviously talked to so many students in the past, engagements you've had, speaking engagements. How many of them would you say actually come to mind in terms of following up and you actively think about those students?
Yeah, so I would say I've had thousands of phone chats,
mm-hmm.
and I've met so many tens of thousands of students, probably hundreds of thousands of students now. And the ones that come to mind are literally my mentees. So including you and everybody who is a consulting mentee.
Yeah.
The reason why they're a mentee is because, I mean, what I say is, it's not because of you getting a job. It's because you're literally staying in touch with me.
Yeah.
I think that's the misconception of the world, that you have to get a job and that's it. But you ultimately have to stay in touch with people, because when you stay in touch with people, that builds rapport, which could then lead to building your own business or working with so many different people that allows you to create opportunities for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are the people that usually come to mind, especially when I've had phone chats. And then also people too as well who don't talk to me about anything in regards to corporate life. I get so many things like, Jonathan, I'd love to talk to you about Google. It's my favorite one. No, I'm kidding. It's not my favorite one at all. Yeah, people always yeah, I'd love to learn more about your career. But I'm like, okay, my career is cool. You can go read an article about that.
Yeah.
But honestly, the best conversations, I believe, are the ones that have nothing to do with career things, but instead have to do with genuine conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had people reach out and they're like, hey, what school did you go to? And I'm like, bro, did you even click on my profile? on
Definitely.
so many different like speaking events and like podcasts in the past like month and a half or so, right? And
Right.
I'm sick of you talking about LinkedIn, bro. So let's get down to like your human side that a lot of people,
Mhm.
obviously you try to bring that, through LinkedIn and through your content, but you don't really kind of go into, how you were raised up, some of your passions outside of helping people find jobs. And so this is a place where we can kind of chat about all those things so that people can get to know you better on a more personal level.
I'm down. I actually never talk about this. Everyone always talks to me about career things, so shoot
Exactly.
away.
All right, so I know you love basketball, right? And behind you, I
Yeah.
see a poster of three of the probably greatest players of all time. You got Kobe,
Yeah.
you got MJ, and then you got LeBron in the back. So if you were to do like a start, bench, and cut for the three players, what would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a tough one, man. I mean, first off, rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. It's my favorite basketball player. But if I were to do it in this case, I'd probably, of course, start Michael Jordan. Michael
Okay,
Jordan is just a tenacity in regards to working extremely hard,
right.
but also just being a superstar in general. I think he's extremely important. I think he is the GOAT for sure.
Hmm.
For bench, I'd probably put LeBron
Hmm.
off the bench. I mean, I look at LeBron as he's a great NBA player, but what I look at specifically for GOAT status or
Yeah.
someone who's extremely good in basketball is not that they're good at basketball, but it's also what they do outside of the court. So LeBron
Okay.
James has been doing a
Yeah.
lot in regards to philanthropy, which I find very respectable and
Hmm.
amazing to say the least.
Dude built a freaking
And
school. Like,
right? Isn't
yeah,
it crazy? I find
that's
it so
wild.
crazy how people hate on these big basketball players when in fact all they do is give back to the community. But it just shows that people are haters. And
Yeah.
that's why I still remember when I was growing up, I was like, man, I hate LeBron. But then in reality, I thought about it, like, why do I hate LeBron? I hate LeBron because he keeps beating my team, the Lakers.
Yeah.
Right? So it doesn't there's no logic behind that. So that's why, like, for me, I don't hate any NBA players anymore.
Mm,
I respect most NBA players. And if they beat my team, that it's even more respectable. And
yeah.
then probably last but not least, Kobe.
Yeah.
I'll cut Kobe. I mean, Kobe is a good basketball player, of course. He has a tenacity, the Mamba mentality, but you can't compare him to LeBron. I mean, you can't compare him, but you can compare him to LeBron and like MJ, but Kobe's game is really mirrored in front of MJ's, and MJ was before Kobe, of course. So
Oh,
that's just
geez.
kind of, yeah. So, I mean, I like the hard work ethic specifically of Kobe trying to be the best of the best, and that's what I instill in my life.
Hmm.
And that's why I have that picture, because that picture represents, in regards to three of the best players of all time for sure.
Yeah.
And that always shows me, okay, like when I look at it, when I wake up, I want to aspire to be one of those three great people, especially in the professional development world.
I got the same thing as you. But I'll have to swap LeBron and MJ. I'll start Braun and bench MJ. Because yeah,
Damn.
unpopular opinion. I still have MJ as the GOAT though. But in terms of like the greatest basketball player who has ever played the game, I'll have to go with LeBron.
You think so? I was thinking that too at first, but I don't know. LeBron has to win some championships, and then we'll see. Maybe that perspective will change. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of people base it off championships and different things, but yeah, I try to base it off character and someone who not only pushes themselves to be the best, but pushes other people. That's a selfless leader right there.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I, okay. How about all time basketball players? We're gonna do a draft, a starting five draft. And since you're the guest, I'll give you the first pick. And you can go by position or whatever you want to, but we go back and forth picking a player, pick out five players, and then we'll see how they stack against one another.
Okay.
All right.
So small forward or shooting guard? Let's do shooting guard. Obviously I'll pick
You
Michael
can
Jordan.
you can pick, yeah, okay. So you got MJ at 2. I'm gonna go Shaq at 5.
Ooh, Shaq at 5. Okay. Um,
And all these players are in their prime,
oh,
right?
and they're prime. I'm
Yeah,
just gonna pick all the goats here. Then you're not even picking the goats. LeBron at 3.
all right, we got, okay. I'm gonna go Magic on at 1.
Man, am I just gonna pick up all the goats? Kobe.
Yeah,
I'll pick Kobe.
Kobe,
We'll put MJ at a 1, and we'll put Kobe. Oh no, we'll put LeBron at
LeBron. Yeah.
4, Kobe at 3, and MJ at 2.
Okay. All right. So you got Kobe, MJ, LeBron. I got Shaq, Magic. You know, I'm gonna put Curry in there. I'll put Curry at 2. I'm gonna extend the floor a little bit.
Curry.
Dude, Curry's sick, man. You can't deny that. That man has changed the game.
Yeah,
There's a reason everyone's shooting nowadays.
he's pretty sick to say the least. All right, I'm going with my man Allen Iverson, killer crossover
Oh,
at
okay.
1. We'll put him at 1.
Dang. Curry's gonna get broken, dude.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Okay. In that case, I will go. You know what? I'm just outsize you, bro. I'm gonna go Hakeem at 4. The dream. Let's get it.
Freaking Hakeem at 4. Oh my god. Man, who do I need? I need a center, huh?
You got one more pick.
I just realized that I'm literally all small guards. Well, LeBron's basically a 4, but he's basically a point guard.
Mm.
Dang, centers. I'll obviously go with Bill Russell. Just
Oh,
throw him in
shoot.
there. My man, Bill Russell. He got the rings. Can't even put it on his fingers.
Yeah, you can't argue with 11 rings.
Yeah.
Okay, my last. This is probably my small forward then. I'm gonna go with KD, Kevin Durant.
Okay.
That man was nasty when he was on the Warriors. Man, he was so effective. He was so efficient.
Yeah. He's a beast for sure. He's a little twig, but he's good. He's good. Respect him a lot, especially with the things he does.
Mm-hmm. I didn't. I mean, to be fair, when he went to Golden State, I hated him for that. But it is what it is. He got the 2 rings. I respect the rings, and now he's out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, sometimes you got to do what you got to do to make a ring, right? Or get a ring. It's not gonna deteriorate your status. People do it for themselves. Like honestly, I don't know if I wanted to live in OKC rather than the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Why would I ever pick that? People got to think about that.
Honestly, like
cheap move. Yeah.
Like I would want to play with Curry and Clay too. You know, over Westbrook. I was like, you know, I feel like this is such solid, selfless teammates.
Yeah, exactly. And it's crazy thing, Joseph, is that it's like that too, right? Especially when people are picking these different teams. They're like, man, I hate KD. Pick the easy move.
Yeah.
Right? But think about this. Think about career side. Sorry, I love tying career side. If you had a chance to work at Google and you're currently working at, I don't know, like a small startup that's not making any money.
Yeah.
And Google all of a sudden calls your name, is like, hey, Joseph, I'd love for you to join our company. We have a stellar leadership team.
Right.
Obviously, you're going to take it, right? It's kind of the same concept.
You disrespecting startup culture, bro.
I know I am, sort of. I'm sorry, startup culture, aka Wansulting startup. So, you know what I mean? So that's why people get to take the prestige sometimes, or take that, because that'll ultimately help you grow and advance specifically towards your goals. It's the same concept.
All right, so let's see. So we got let's start your 5 in position order.
Yeah, Allen Iverson, Kobe, Michael Jordan, LeBron, Bill Russell.
So we got that against my Magic Johnson. Fuck, who's my 2?
You had Hakeem. Oh, your 2. You had
I had Curry. There we go. Yeah. So I have Magic, Curry, KD, Hakeem, and Shaq.
Yeah.
Yo, I got this in the bag in 4
I'm
games.
Beating you. Maybe Shaq will beat Bill Russell, but everybody else is questionable to say the least, since Magic Johnson is magical. But I mean, I think
if you're listening right now, let us know who you think is gonna come out of the series.
Easily me.
I'm confident in my team, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I played basketball my whole life, so I don't know about you, Joseph.
Yo, you want a ball when you said what, the 19th?
Yeah, this ball for sure.
You down?
Yeah.
Bring your braces, bro. Get ready. Get your ankles ready.
Like AI on MJ.
Yeah.
Damn.
Did you have a chance to go to any of the Warrior games when you were working up there?
Yeah, so I actually did. I went to the Warriors game right before COVID-19 happened.
Oh
I
shoot.
still remember going to that game. It was the Warriors versus, I'm forgetting who they played, but they played somebody.
Hmm.
They played somebody, and oh, they played the Clippers.
Oh,
No
that's a
one was
sick game.
there. Literally, no one was there. I couldn't move down, but it was kind of scary because COVID-19 was just starting, and I had
Right.
tickets for it already. So I was like, all right,
Fuck it,
I'll
worth
just
it.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went. It was pretty cool. It's pretty awesome experience. But obviously, we don't have those anymore. So what can you do? All right. But yeah, I mean, I went to some of the games. Uh, I have a Curry jersey. I know.
You a big Curry fan?
He's a good guy. He's a good guy character wise. That's why I
Mm,
like him.
yeah.
I base people off their character rather than their game sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I respect that. I had a chance to this is back in Atlanta my freshman year. I had a ticket to the Hawks and Warriors game, and this is KD's first season with the Warriors, right?
Mhm.
And they pretty much had their like full squad going on. And what's it? That was I remember like those like ridiculous Curry layups that he does in warmups where he just kind of
Yeah.
chucks it in the air. So he did one of those, right? And I happened to be looking at the court, and I saw the ball go up. It literally shots like way above the shot clock and kind of teardrops in, and like it's ridiculous. You're like, how the hell?
They do that.
Yeah, does he do that? Like it's crazy.
Freaking practice, man. Practice makes perfect. It honestly does. If you keep
That
practicing what you're doing,
hmm.
you're gonna be able to do it.
It was through like my school, right? The tickets that I got, and my friend June, shout out to June, he hooked me up with the tickets, and we were able to stand in line as they were coming out of the tunnel, and so
Oh,
I high fived everyone on Golden State. So like we're standing in line and we saw them kind of stretch, go in their huddle, and as the team is like running out onto the floor, we kind of extend our hands, and so I touched Curry's hand, Clay's hand, the Snake's hand. It's a great experience.
I'm probably tall.
Yeah.
Tall for you.
Dude, they're
Damn.
so because you see them on screen, right? And you're like, oh shit, okay, like 6'6", that's like average. So you're like, okay, that's not that tall. But you see that in real life,
It's
it's
tall.
wild. Yeah.
I still remember that. I remember people. I was like, "Yo, Steph Curry's too small," and I'm like, "Yo, you're like 5'8". Can't be telling people that they're small when in fact you're smaller than them.
Yeah. Only if I had like the genes. And
If you're not Asian, since you're Asian, you don't have the genes.
I don't think there's been a Korean NBA player. Has there been a Filipino NBA
Jordan
player?
Clarkson's half black, half Filipino.
Oh, okay, okay.
But it's not like full Filipino.
Right.
I don't think there's any way full Filipino could make it.
Well, like, have you ever seen professional like Filipino basketball? I'm just curious.
I have. I was actually supposed to play basketball in the
Oh,
Philippines.
really?
Yeah, for Ateneo University.
Yeah.
But then I thought that the school system here was a little bit better because I know how to
Right.
focus on basketball. So I went over here
Mm,
to UC in the UC system, um, which is like fine,
yeah.
right? But I mean, yeah, I was considering it, but then I was gonna be away from family too, so I was like kind of questioning that.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, okay, like I'd rather just stay local, like an
Right.
hour away, which is not too far.
Wait, so you were born in the Philippines?
No, I was here
Okay.
in Garden Grove.
But you played in a basketball team
Oh, I
there?
played it in Irvine. In Irvine, it was like a Filipino prep team.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, so yeah,
I
it's
see, I
good
see.
times. Good times.
No, I bring that up because I think this is like 2007 Olympics when Team South Korea went against USA basketball and they got absolutely smacked. Like, like I saw some clips, right? And like the announcers are first off, like the announcers are total fans of the USA players, right?
Yeah,
And so whatever they do on the floor, they're just absolutely amazed. And the Korean players just don't stand a chance. Like you got prime LeBron, like prime Melo, Dwight, and it's just
damn.
like GG, dude. Like there's no chance.
Dude, that's what I always see. Like when they play like the different countries in Asia, it's like, dude, there's no way they're gonna win. I still remember
Yeah.
when they played China all the time. They Yao Ming, but nothing else.
Yao Ming, dude, he was so good. I'm sad that he got hurt.
Right? But
He's
that's what
one,
happens
yeah,
with 7'6".
yeah.
You got big feet, can't avoid it. All right.
I had no idea until my friend told me this, that he was actually his parents were matched by the Chinese government, like on purpose, so that he can come out as a basketball player. Like I think his dad was like both of his parents were super tall. His dad was a basketball player. I think the mom was a volleyball player. I could be wrong on this,
Oh,
but basically the government paired them up for the purpose of creating this ultimate basketball Chinese player, and it worked out.
that's how he became 7'6".
Yeah,
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
but I mean, it worked out.
All right.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on talking about you growing up in California, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like from my side, I didn't appreciate growing up here until I left for college.
Hmm.
And I'll tell people in Georgia and Atlanta that, hey, I'm from Los Angeles, and they're like, oh, you're so lucky from the West Coast. And I'm like, huh? And I started to kind of see that as I lived there.
Hmm.
And but you've kind of lived, you've stayed within California, right? And so like, what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I always wanted to stay in California.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I went to middle school in like Downey, and then I went to high school. I went to all guys school for high school,
Oh, really? That
which was
sucks,
St.
dude.
John Bosco. It was for sports.
Wait,
So we
I've heard
played.
that. I feel like I've heard that
Yeah,
high school.
we're
Uh-huh.
really good at football,
Mm-hmm.
but we used to be really good at basketball. So that's why I played there, and I was the one Asian guy on the basketball team, and that's why I played there. But yeah, I mean, my high school days were really good. I was actually like, I looked totally different than I did now
Yeah.
in high school. Like in regards to like, I actually had severe acne,
Mm.
and I was like obese.
You're
Well, not
obese?
obese, but I was
Okay.
just kind of fat. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, man, like I still remember in high school, man, like my first 2 years, it was interesting. I didn't really
Mhm.
feel like I fit in anywhere. Like I was very mental wise, I wasn't there. I was very
Right.
depressed and anxious all the time because of maybe because I tried to always like my outside looks, I'd always base that off how people would perceive me as.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I was able to get over it because I took like pills in
Mm.
regards to like the different things like Accutane,
Mm.
which helped a ton. Like my pick, like I looked really bad. Like I had severe, like super severe. Like people would not recognize me for who I was. Maybe I'll make a LinkedIn post about it. They're gonna be like, wow, like damn, your face is totally different. But yeah, I mean, I took that and then um yeah, and then basically I was able to get over that hump, and then was okay. And then I went to went to UCR,
Mm-hmm.
which was a good experience. I went there for 4 years. Um, yeah, it was amazing. I was super active with helping people, of course, obviously,
Right.
with student government, Alpha, which is one of the organizations there. But yeah, I mean, I knew in college, after my first year or my second year, I knew that I wanted to always help people because that's what I was always doing all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Was skipping different functions to just work on different things in regards to helping others. So, um, yeah, and I basically stayed here, and then I went to the Bay Area to get into
Right.
tech, which was a good experience too as well. I wasn't going to go up there at first but then I felt like if I get into Google or one of those companies that I'd have to make a move,
Right.
especially coming from LA. So yeah, I mean, and then that's how I ended up in the Bay, and that's why I'm still here, but I'm not at Google anymore, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now
yeah.
that you've lived in kind of both NorCal and SoCal, which one is better, would you say, to live
Yeah,
in?
I would say probably uh, I like SoCal a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my friends are there, and my family's there, so it's nice.
Right. Right.
So I feel like that's better in terms of social part. But I
Uh-huh.
mean, if you're trying to pursue a career, like the Bay Area for sure, especially if it's in tech,
Yeah.
like yeah, the Bay Area is where it's at because obviously all the tech companies are here, and the people that you associate with are people who are very smart
Mm-hmm.
and intelligent and will help you go down the path that you want to get into. And if you work in tech, you're going to stay in tech up here. So
Mm.
if you work at a Facebook, you're probably going to go to a LinkedIn or something. People always try to poach each other, especially working in tech up here in the Bay Area. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, if you're trying to look for a social aspect of it, I'd say SoCal. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're looking for a career side, that's the Bay Area.
Mm. That makes sense. Okay, for sure. Man, that's still a goal one day, right? At least for
Mhm.
me, big tech.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, big tech is. I mean, obviously it's big over here in the Bay Area, so it's something that I've enjoyed being in for the past 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
2 years. Yeah.
You see yourself moving elsewhere, just anywhere around the states, or no?
No, I don't see myself moving anywhere else. I mean, if I were to move anywhere, like, yeah, I would probably just move back to SoCal. Like, I was
Hmm.
planning to go to SoCal this year, but everything that's been going on, especially with consulting, has kind of changed my perception and maybe staying up here for a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think I would move anywhere. No, I haven't thought of any other place that I'd actually consider.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually be cool to do like a little trip to the Philippines for like a year just to help people over there. But other than that, probably not. Probably staying in Bay Area or SoCal.
Right. You've gone back to the Philippines, right? A few times?
Yeah, I've only been once. So when I was
Okay.
in high school, which was like 9 years ago.
Do you have family there?
Yeah, all my cousins are over
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
On
Yeah.
my
Same
mom's
here.
side?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Same here. So like, I have family over in Korea, and I go back. I've been in the States for 12 years now. I've gone
Oh
back
wow.
twice, total 2 years or two times. And so
Oh,
it's nice going back
right.
to the
It's cool
relatives.
because especially to the homeland and seeing your relatives in
Hmm.
person. Yeah, I feel like it's super awesome. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wish I could go back, but I just haven't been able to have the chance. But I'm hoping that I can go back in the next few years or next year maybe, just do like a little trip over there just to see what's up. I
It'll
mean,
be
of
fun.
course, I wouldn't want to go by myself. I'd probably go with someone, hopefully.
Hmm.
Um,
A
but
girl.
yeah, what happened with who? I don't know. Who knows?
Who
Who
knows?
knows? My
No.
mom. I'm kidding. Who knows? But yeah, basically, I think that would be really cool, especially to give back to the Philippines where I was
Yeah.
born, or not born, but where I was, where my family is.
And it's always nice kind of revisiting those relatives, especially when you haven't seen them in a long time, because they treat you so well,
Yeah,
when you're there. They feed you like crazy. You don't even notice that you're gaining weight, and you're
right.
just kind of there to have fun. So it's like a nice time
And it's
off.
like you've associated with them for a while.
Hmm.
In reality, you haven't. You've
Yeah.
really just met them once or twice.
I have all so out of everyone in my like relatives, right? Me and my younger brother, we're the youngest out of the bunch, and we have six older cousins who are older by a significant amount, right? By at least 7 years and going up. And so they've all been working, kind of doing their own thing. And so when I went back, and this is about like 3 years ago, like they were all like working full-time jobs. And so they were just treating me out left and right. And I was like, oh man, this is so nice. They're just buying me food, right? All this good stuff. And I was in Korea for 3 weeks, and I kid you not, I gained like 20 pounds. It was
Dang.
not good, dude.
That sounds like me whenever I go out on a family trip. I'm like, oh my God, I have nothing else to lose. I'm just gonna go eat a bunch of food.
Yeah.
It's truth. That's truth.
I don't think I was ever like not hungry. I was always just content, like, or like full, my stomach.
Oh, interesting. Dude, yeah, I mean, yeah, especially the homeland, like food here in the States is doesn't compare to the homeland.
Hmm.
Like if I get Filipino food here, it's not the same,
Oh yeah.
for sure.
And like, it's, yeah, it's not the same. It's just so much more expensive, right?
Hmm.
And so like like street food in Korea, and I'm sure in the Philippines too, must be really good.
Yeah, street food. Just gotta be careful what you eat, but it's usually good.
If you had to pick between for the rest of your life, you had to eat either Filipino food or American food, what would it be?
Oh, I would say probably American food. I mean,
Oh,
I
really?
personally, because like, I don't know, I'm kind
Uh-huh.
of whitewashed, but like, I
Uh-huh.
don't know, like American food's pretty good. Filipino
Yeah.
food is good too, but like, I mean, if I eat sisig all day, like I'm obviously just gonna get fat. So American food is a very mix of
Mm.
everything.
Were you raised eating Filipino food?
A little bit, but honestly, not really. It was mostly
Oh,
like kind of
okay.
like some American food. Yeah, I
Okay.
actually ate like half and half usually.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, dude, yeah, when I was growing up, I would never even have fast food ever. Like the first time I ever had fast food was in fourth grade when my uh, friend's aunt gave me a big hamburger from Carl's Jr. And that was the first time. I thought it was the most amazing thing ever. And I would
Yeah.
always ask his aunt for one every time I saw her, and she
Nice.
would give it to me. I still
That's
remember
how,
that.
hmm. And that's what you meant by going overweight, huh? That's when it started.
No, that was literally in third grade, not that time. When I
Okay,
got
okay.
overweight was like in high school because I got super depressed with everything.
Oh shit,
That
okay.
and then also a year and a half ago, like when I was at Google.
Uh-huh. Oh, I
I
read your
kept,
article about that.
yeah, I kept eating. Man, I went up to 210, 208 pounds.
Oh,
Yeah, and I lost all the weight. Now I weigh like a 175 to 180 consistently.
dang,
So
that's a 40-pound difference.
yeah,
Almost.
right. So that's why like intermittent fasting, which has helped a lot. Yeah, like I was pretty big in college too.
Hmm.
Reason why I didn't really care in college was because I had a girlfriend most of the time, like for 3.5 years, 3.5
Yeah.
years. I had a
Oh,
girlfriend
shoot.
throughout the whole college. Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
I didn't really care as long as she didn't care. Right. So I like literally weighed like 195 to 200 pounds during
Uh-huh.
college, which people don't really know about. Like I just like doing whatever. Yeah, like 190 to 200 respectively.
Mm. Dang. I'm trying to imagine you at 208. Just like,
Dude, it was pretty. Yeah, you could see it in my legs and my face. Like you could
mhm.
see a huge dramatic change
Yeah.
for sure.
But since then, you've been working out consistently, right?
Yeah,
Even quarantine.
honestly, I just did intermittent fasting. Just eating from 12 to like 6 p.m. Pacific time. So that's been helping a lot, especially with my health.
Hmm.
And then yeah, just like, I haven't had anything too crazy where I just stress eat or anything, So
Right.
but yeah, I mean, I was underdog turn winner story right there for weight loss too as well. So yeah, but I mean, yeah, now I obviously care about my weight and stuff because it's just good to be that way, especially with it affects your mental state and also how
Hmm.
you are too. So I just try not to overeat or anything, or try to maintain my weight currently right now because I know for a fact that if I don't do that, then it's not going to turn out
Right.
good.
What tips do you have? Because for me, I like stay up and it's after dinner when I've had an actual meal, but I'll get hungry at like 1, 2 a.m. in the morning and let's kind of go grab myself a snack. And lately I've been addicted to Takis, right? Dude, they're so
Dude,
good. Takis are so bomb.
dude, you know what I recommend?
What?
I don't really eat sweets. I don't eat
Mm,
anything sugar or anything like that. And then I don't really eat breakfast. So I think
yeah.
what helped a lot was I literally just drank water.
Hmm.
Like I don't drink anything except water now and kombucha and some
Kombucha.
alcohol, but like obviously not a lot of alcohol. But like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I try to avoid all sodas and different things.
Mm,
I think that's what helped a lot. And then also just too as well, like I don't know, I just don't want to go back to what I was before because that's just a very depressing
yeah.
point in my life, basically, or not
Dude,
point in my life, but how I looked.
if there's one thing you should know about me, I got a huge sweet tooth. I love candy, like sour candy. Like that's my stuff, bro. Like look at this. I literally have this like next to my like on my desk right now. Like
You gotta avoid it. That's what you have to do, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Like you gotta avoid candies.
seriously.
That's for sure.
Okay,
So
say you walk into 7-Eleven, right?
mhm.
And you can only pick one of these three things. You got candy, chocolate, or chips. What would it be, and what drink would you come out with also?
Man, I would probably do chocolate. I like chocolate way better than everything.
What kind of chocolate? You have a
Probably
specific
Kit
kind?
Kat. Kit Kats are really good.
Kit Kats are good.
I like the Kit Kats. Kit Kats are amazing. So I'd probably pick that. And then drink. I
Hmm.
mean, I would just get water. Like
Oh
honestly,
yeah.
yeah, I just get water. Like it's yeah, I don't really drink anything else except water. Maybe a kombucha if I could have a kombucha. But I didn't get a kombucha until I was at Google because they literally had all kombucha.
Oh
So you're
sick.
drinking it.
Yeah.
So man, I mean, yeah, I try to literally just drink water. I try to avoid any other drink unless it's a smoothie, a protein smoothie or some
Mm.
protein shake.
You would rather pay for water than to get like other drink that costs the same.
Yeah, this is good for calories. I
Yeah.
mean, I wouldn't pay for water. I'd literally go get it in my in a bottle instead.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
remember that was like the biggest thing I had to get used to because while I was studying abroad over in the Czech Republic, water is not free, right?
Oh, really? They don't have any water fountains?
No, yeah, that's not a thing. And say you just go to a restaurant, and here you're just used to sitting down, they'll pass you the menu and ask you what you want for your drink, right? And
Yeah.
you're used to just saying, "Oh, I'll just take water," as you're kind of scrolling through the menu. But over there, they charge like $1.50, $2 for a glass of water that sometimes you can't even get a refill.
Oh,
And mhm. and
man.
and in places like Prague, where beer is really popular. Beer is actually a lot cheaper, not a lot cheaper, but sometimes it's cheaper than water itself for like the same amount of
Oh,
content. And so
interesting.
a lot of times I found myself like, you know what, like why not? I'll just get a beer instead of paying for water. Why do that when I can just get a beer?
What's your favorite beer?
My favorite beer
Yeah.
is definitely none of the ones here and the ones I've tried over in Prague. But here I got a right here Crucifix. So I actually stole this. Oh, fuck! You can't see it. It's a
Yeah.
basically what it is for your listeners is it's a cup. What are these called? The sliders, right? The slides
Yeah.
for drinks. But those were ridiculously cheap. So to give you perspective, we would go. My roommates and I would go to the convenience store across the street from our dorms, right?
Mhm.
And an entire crate of 1 liter bottles, which is about like 25 bottles in one crate, of would it'll cost like $12
Wow.
for 25 bottles of 1 liter beer.
Damn.
And so like before going out, we'll just pregame hard with these beers or just like kind of drink it throughout the night, whatever. But that's one thing I miss about Prague for sure. The
They're cheap beer.
cheap,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't really drink that often at all.
Hmm.
Like, yeah, I don't drink it that much. I mean, I just casually try to IPA. Like
Mm.
IPA is just better.
Yeah, it's not something I feel like because my parents are so bad at drinking, and I always like tell
Yeah.
them about it, and then I always like complain how it was also passed down to me.
Dude, yeah, no, 100%. Like for me,
Hmm.
my parents don't do it at all. They
Yeah,
literally just they avoid it. They're like, Jonathan, don't do any of this. I'm like, okay, sure.
honestly, yeah, it's smart. There's no real reason you should, but if you enjoy it, like why not, kind of thing.
Right? Just don't do it overboard because a lot
Hmm.
of people will do it a lot and then they literally will get too belligerent and do dumb things.
Yeah.
They don't respect it all.
How are like the bar scenes over up in the Bay Area? Have you gone out?
Yeah, they're good. I mean, they're pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I used to go hang out like after work,
Hmm.
especially for happy hours. Like when I
Yeah.
was working corporate, we would go to just places around just the area.
Hmm.
It's really nice. So I think that was really cool. And just swipe the card, the corporate card. Just kidding. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was pretty solid. Like it was just fun, just interacting with people. But like obviously, right now there isn't anything that's open. I
Yeah.
did go to something last week though with one of my friends after we went hiking, and he was like, "Hey, like let's go to our old stomping grounds." So we went to like our old place because we used to work at Google together.
Yeah.
There's this place called Sports Page, which we all used to go
Hmm.
there and like just catch up with everybody and stuff like that. So that was really cool to just be back in it, just back to like good times and good vibes.
That sounds sick. I can't wait for these places to open back up. I mean, who knows when that'll be, but I miss like, just going to restaurants with friends, going to bars, like, going to the gym, like the stuff that we all took for granted. I feel like once we, everything opens back up, we're going to really appreciate it more and
And,
appreciate the people, hanging out with us.
definitely, right? It's just crazy because everyone thing right now is just there's nothing really much to do right now. So
Mm,
um, that's a good thing.
mm,
But it's a good thing because then now people recognize what it feels like to not have anything. I feel like that's what really needs to happen in life sometimes. You just gotta be at a point sometime where you don't have anything, so you
right.
can realize what things are worth it and what things you took for granted, and now you won't take it for granted anymore. Right?
Hmm. It's a good reset for a lot of the people.
Right?
Hmm.
It's true. It's true.
How have you been making most of this quarantine, keeping yourself productive?
It's been good. I've just been doing a lot of honestly, I've just been helping a lot of people,
Mm,
hopping on a lot of calls, but then also just doing a bunch of workshops for a lot of universities. Like I've done about 100 plus now, probably 105 now in the past year and a half, which has been really good. So I
that's
mean, I've
wild.
been able to help so many people, which is an amazing thing.
Mm,
And so I just gonna continue doing that,
mm,
and that's what I love doing. And yeah, I mean, that's what I've loved doing ever since college. Like
Yeah.
what I did in college all the time. So yeah, I mean,
And that's what drives you too, right? Like that's the
yeah,
passion that comes from the inside.
yeah, it drives me for sure. But I've learned a lot now that, especially being like running my own company, that you have to be cautious of a lot of different things. Like you can't please everybody. This is what I stress all the time. Like you can't
Okay.
please everybody,
Hmm.
which is something that I struggle with.
Right.
Yeah, because what happens is like I still remember like when I was in college, I would always try to, make everybody happy.
Hmm.
But yeah, especially when you are running your own company, it's hard to make everybody happy because you're gonna have people that don't like you,
Hmm.
and that's okay because there's gonna be 1% of people who don't like you versus 99% of people who do and respect what you're doing. But are you going to focus on the 1% or are you going to focus on the 99% of people who love what you're doing and are
Right.
impacted by the things you're doing? And so that's what I realized in the past year, that you should focus on the 99% of people who are positive and are always doing amazing things and supporting you,
Hmm.
rather than you focusing on the 1% of negative things. Because especially during these times, it's really important to play that mental game of focusing on positivity rather than
Yep.
negativity.
Yep.
Right? So yeah, I mean, that's what I've learned, man. It's been a good learning experience for sure.
Dude, I've been like grinding on Gary V videos for like the past month, right? Whenever I'm
Yeah.
bored, I'll just go like look at some of his content. And that's one of the biggest things that he appreciates, right? Like surround yourself with people who are willing to support you, right? And if you see someone that's necessary in your life, but they're being negative in terms of what you want to do, you gotta have that serious conversation that, hey, like you have to support me, or or eventually you're gonna have to like cut them off, right? And
Mhm.
I found that really interesting because right now I'm at home and I'm not interacting with a lot of different people, but
Mhm.
I've surrounded myself through LinkedIn with people who are motivated, who are pushed, and they're willing to help me, right? Like you're one
Right.
of them, right? And just by kind of building these relationships and surrounding myself virtually with these types of people, like I can honestly say, like what I've been on LinkedIn actively for like the past 2.5 months, not even that long of a time, but this is like the most motivated and pushed I've ever felt in terms of my career and my personal development. And so
That's a good thing.
one,
Yeah.
thank you, and two, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. No, and I was gonna say, like, the people that you're hanging out with are gonna
Mhm.
reflect who you are,
Yeah.
and they're gonna push you to who you're gonna be. But then they're also gonna push what your perspective is and your perception is of
Hmm.
different things too as well. So that's why, like, this is what I stress all the time. It's just so important to associate yourself with people who are positively influencing you, because what they think is going to go directly coincide with what you think. I
Exactly.
think that's what's sometimes a good thing and a bad thing about today's society.
Hmm.
But the thing is, like, if someone thinks negatively about something and then that translates to you, but in fact it's not negative,
Hmm.
then that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure that you hang out with people who are always positively influencing you in the correct way, where
Right.
they don't put their hate on other people, but rather they love each other and support one another to grow and advance,
Right.
not only in their career, but also personally too as well.
And Gary added another thing on this topic, right? And so he was basically asked a question about how why he doesn't care what other people think of him, right?
Mm.
Because he gets like negative comments all the time and he doesn't give a shit, right?
Yeah.
And his key was he's able to do that when people bring him down with negativity and not care, because when the reverse happens, right, when people cheer him and congratulate him, he also doesn't put himself up there as well, right? And so he's like, oh, that's cool, but I'm gonna stay humble, right? And I'm gonna keep grinding, so that when it's like the reverse way around, with when someone's kind of pushing negativity towards him, he doesn't get bothered up by that either.
That's a no, that's a good mindset.
Mm.
Like, honestly, like, yeah, Gary Vee has like such a good mindset specifically in regards to that,
Yeah.
because yeah, you're gonna have people who hate you and you're gonna have people who love you.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, how are you going to be mentally affected by those people? Are you going to, for example, for the people who love you, or is your ego going to be up and be like, oh yeah, like I'm the best person in the world?
Right.
If someone negatively talks about you, are you going to be down and out and be someone who's just not, not positive anymore?
Mm.
So yeah, that's why you always got to stay that middle ground, because what happens is people, when they are hyped up and they get too much positivity, then they
Right.
become egotistical. But then when
Mhm.
the negative things happen and someone talks something bad about them, which may not be true, then they get down on themselves.
Mhm.
That's why it's important to always stay level at that point where it's humility, but then also you're making a difference and making impact.
Yeah. It's all about your perspective
Yeah,
rather than what others think of you. Like, who cares? It's your
right.
life. Yeah.
It's true.
Preach, dude. All right, we're kind of coming towards an end, and so I want to give you a chance to give a special shout out to One Salting, right? And so give your pitch, man. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, I don't even have to give a pitch. One salting, that's it. No, I'm kidding. First off, Joseph, thanks for letting me be on the show. First one, I really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, if you guys want, definitely check out One Salting. Our mission is to turn underdogs into winners, helping those who come from specifically non-target schools and non-traditional backgrounds, and then help them get into their dream careers.
Right.
So we work a lot in regards to helping you get into your career, whether it's through resumes, LinkedIn strategies, job opportunities, interview prep. Yeah, send me an email or send our team an email at hello@onesalting.com, or partnerships if you're trying to partner with us, partnerships@onesalting.com. And then yeah, I mean, if you listen to this podcast, please reach out to me and say you listen to this podcast too as well. I think that's really important. And then last but not least, of course, support Joseph and Product Buds. I'm actually their advisor, so I help support them with their different
Hmm.
endeavors and advise them on strategically positioning themselves to grow and advance. So yeah, I mean, that's what I would specifically say. And thanks for having me again.
You read my freaking mind. I was just gonna say, like, I promise you, if you include in your personalized note that you listen to this podcast and you're coming onto his profile, he'll 100% accept
Right.
your connection request.
So add a note for sure. Send a personalized invite. That's all I
Yeah.
ask.
All right, bro. Thank you so much. I'll have you back on the show. It was a great time. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it.